Today I'm going to demonstrate making a tummy time mat for babies. It's not a mat in terms of, the stuff where they can crinkle it and pull on things. So this is going to be more of a quilt, but this is going to be colors that are stimulating to infants. I remember this from when I had kids that black and white and kind of the primary, secondary colors tended to be the colors that were good for infant development. And so I did a little research on this, and supposedly infants can see black and white as soon as they start to actually be able to see. They can see black and white. And then I guess the first color that they see ends up being red. So I'm going to demonstrate this with red, and then after that is green. And so the final two colors that I have to make are red and green. What I have for this is I have kind of a rainbow spectrum of colors here. I'm going from cool tones all the way through warm tones here. I have 10 of these. So a lot of times I might do 8 when it comes to a rainbow spectrum. I needed 10 in this case, so I added on a second green and I added on a second yellow. And I think it'll look pretty cool, actually. Instead of boring you with all of the cutouts, we'll just get right to it here. So for this, what we need is two 12 and a quarter cuts. Now you can do 12 inches. I'm doing 12 and a quarter because I'm going to subcut this down after I sew this up with black and white. If you're pretty confident in being able to line up your stuff and you don't want to waste that little tiny bit, then you can do that. I don't mind having a little bit to trim off. So 12 and a quarter inches, and these are 2.5 inch strips. So that's going to be my size for the colors. And then out of my black and white, I have 6-inch cuts, 6 inches by 12 and a quarter. And then I have 2-inch cuts, so 2 inches by 12 and a quarter. And then the way that I'm doing this is I am creating 2 different strip set units. So what I need is black with the red and then black, and that is going to be its own unit there. And then I will need white with the red and then white, and that will be its own unit there. And so instead of taking you through sewing this, I think you get the idea that you just sew 1/4 of an inch and you press it. So I'm going to move along to the next step here just so we can get on faster to the fun. So I have my 2 strip set units right here, and these are my green. I need to subcut these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subcut these where it's going to be 2-inch increments. Now, you are welcome to use a regular ruler like this or whatever square ruler, because this will end up being 9.5 inches. So you're welcome to do that. I am using my Stripology because it is faster. I do have it. And since I have the tools, I prefer to not quilt with effectively one hand tied behind my back. So I know I always get people that are like, every time I pull out the Stripology and do something with it, they're like, but I don't want to have that. I want to do it with a regular ruler. It's like, you can totally do that. Nobody is stopping you from doing that. So you just want to go through and do 2-inch increments, just like that. Okay. So we have all of these pieces. Okay, there we go. I'm lining this one up to do this one as well. And basically with this, you can't really see it because it's white here, but I have these little skinny white lines, and turns out that they are about 2 inches apart. And so I'm matching them up that way. That way I'm going to have everything line up really nice. Okay, so now that I have all of these subcut, all of this will be enough to be 2 blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the sewing because that's where the fun starts to happen here. I have my 2 sets of pieces here. So I'm going to take one piece, and I need to have the green on one side. I'm going to take a white piece. I'm going to have the green on the other side. So this is technically what you could call an interleave kind of a project because I am alternating these strips. So anytime you do that, that's an interleave. So if you'll notice here, I have all of this pressed really, really flat. And I pressed it open because on a project like this, I find that it's just better to press it open so I don't have any chance of a little, you know, fabric being seen through on the other side. I know a lot of people have some very solid opinions about pressing to the side or pressing open, so if you are into pressing to the side, you can do that. So I will go ahead and get all of these pressed, and I'm going to press it open on the back, and then we will go to the next step. All nice and pressed on those units, and so now I am ready to start building this block out some more. I need to have one piece like that, one piece like that, and if you wanted to have the black on the top, you could do that, but I just like to have it this way. And so the way that I like to do this, I like to try to see here if I'm matching up across. And this one's actually looking, I think, pretty good. So, yeah, I think that's pretty good. And then we want to have it there. I like to use these binding clips just because there's more surface area. And what I'll do is I'll put it onto that pressed open seam. And that way, as I am stitching, I'm not going to have it flip as it goes from the this part of the base onto the stitching plate. So I'm just going to spot check that again just to make sure. And so it looks pretty good there. And let's see, I need to get that up just a little bit there. So yeah, I think that should work okay. And then I can take another one of those, and I only need to do two that way, where I join two of them together for one block and two of them together for the second block. And then these will end up getting built onto these after I press them. All right, and then I find that it's nice to be able to do two of these colors at the same time. So the red from earlier, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get those stitching together. So I'm going to be back and we will add the final bit onto these two greens, and then we get to see what it looks like at the end. Here they are nice and pressed, and so I am ready to finish out these two blocks in the green. I can just get that set up. I need that way, so I'm gonna just position that. And the nice thing about when the block is bigger is that now you can kind of line it up that way, at least in the early bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and clip it, and then I'm gonna see if that seems to be holding up, and it is, so I can just go ahead and stitch that. And then we have this one, same thing. So here's an interesting one. We have quite a bit of white peeking out there. So I'm trying to make sure that my stripes are going to be nice and consistent going down the piece. So we're gonna look here, and that's actually looking pretty good there. I think that's looking pretty good up there too. So all I have to do is press these, and then we're gonna see what they look like. All right, so we have the blocks. So have it looking like that. And isn't that cool? You can really see it on the green really well. And you can see it on the red pretty well here. This is the same fabric. And yet, because of that placement within the white bands and the black bands, it looks like two completely different colors. So I have all of the other ones as well. So here we have the indigo. Looks like a very electric kind of a blue there. This is the cyan or the turquoise, however you want to think of it. This one is the other green. And then we have more of a regular yellow here. This almost looks brown, which is pretty cool. And then we have this yellow that's more of kind of like going on the way to orange. So that one looks really cool too. And then that's the orange. And this one is the fuchsia or the magenta, whichever way you want to think of that one. And then here is the purple. The purple turned out really, really well. So I am going to go ahead and lay these out, figure out how I'm going to lay this out, and then sew all of these up. I do feel like I am going to do some kind of a layout where it's kind of like that, just so I don't have a whole bunch of seams I have to try to match up, and it just makes it easier. So next, we get to see what this thing looks like, fully made up into a quilt top. And now for the big reveal. Look at that. This is so cool. This quilt measures 36 by 45 because they're 9.5-inch blocks. Those will sew to be 9 inches. So this is absolutely perfect size for a baby quilt. If you have anybody you know that's having a baby, have a grandbaby coming along, this could be a really nice quilt for them. So here we go. Look at that. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on here. We have all of these different blocks where we have the same fabric, but these fabrics make it look like it's actually two different colors, and that's because of the black and the white. And that is called the Munker white illusion, or sometimes they'll call it the Munker illusion. It's one of those optical illusion type of things that is pretty cool. It also works with other colors as well, although I've had limited success with that. I've always had the most amount of success doing it with black and white. And then one of the things about this illusion is that this is really strong if you have all of your bands really skinny. So these are actually kind of wide. They're starting to get too wide. You can still see the illusion, but let me show you what it's like when you make these bands really, really skinny. You get this sort of a thing. And so this, I mean, this is really vibrant, and it's vibrant on film here, of course, but this is incredibly vibrant in person as well. Whereas this piece in person, you can see some value difference, but it's pretty subtle. Now, if you're more further away from it, then you can see it. But when you make these bands really skinny like this, you can see it really, really super clearly. And, you know, one of the things is you can also play with the lighting. So I'm going to turn off this overhead. And so, you know, the difference in lighting will kind of affect things as well. I hope this has been an interesting quilt for you to consider. And of course, this could be a great quilt for a throw or bed-size quilt. I kind of think of this as more of a baby quilt just because of the black and the white, and then having all these primary and secondary colors, I think is, you know, really, really interesting to infants and toddlers. If you like this video, go ahead and press the like button. And until next time, happy sewing.